Hello and welcome to today's episode of Spec Steppin. We're stepping through the API web spec. In today's episode, we're going to cover Cookie Store. Now, if you've been doing web development for any length of time, you have worked with cookies. The traditional way to work with cookies is through this right here, document cookie, that property and method right there. Now, this cookie store API, just like you've seen in my other videos, is the documentation for this on the MDN website, and it goes through it in pretty good detail. And I'm going to talk a little bit about why the update, why is there a difference now. But let me jump to browser compatibility. You see this is pretty much in use everywhere. So let me jump back up and talk a little bit about why this API was needed. Well, like I said, the document.cookie was kind of how we use cookies for eons, it seems like. But there are a couple problems with it. One is it was synchronous in nature and single threaded. So that from a performance standpoint, we've always had issues with synchronicity versus asynchronous and threading versus multi-threading in the web environment. There are other languages and environments where multi-threading is just the nature of it, and we just have to deal with some of the threading and things, and to make sure that our applications are as performant as possible. So without getting too deep, Node takes care of some of this. It's not what I would call traditionally multi-threaded, but Node can help with some of that stuff versus single threading and things like that. So I'm not going to get into the weeds of threading, but basically, document.cookie, while it worked, had problems because it was synchronous. So you had to wait until that was done to do any other document object methods. And it was single threaded. So again, you had to wait till it's done, and it blocked everything. So if you were working on cookies and you wanted to do something else with the document, whatever that other method within the document object you wanted to do, you had to wait till the document.cookie was done. If you had just a small little cookie, maybe not a big deal, but if you had a robust application, it was a big deal. So the Cookie Store API updates that. First, it doesn't rely on the document object, so we don't have to worry about that. We have it blocking other document methods, and it's asynchronous, so we don't have to wait for it to complete, so it's non-blocking. And there's different interfaces here. A few of them are they're experimental, as you can see from the little icon there, but most of them are not. And let's just jump into the code and see kind of how this works. Before, let me just show you here. So the HTML is going to be pretty negligible because I'm working with the cookies. So over here we have cookie changed, and we have what the objects of the cookie are. So I don't have the domain set. When it expires, that's a date stamp set in milliseconds. And then the name demo cookie, what the path is, I have it from the root. Um, and I'm not worrying about same site. I'm lax on that security. What's the value of it? Is it secure? That sort of thing. Because this requires HTTPS. Now I'm using a development version of an SSL certificate, so I don't have to worry about that. But then we have cookie set, just a console log there. The value is logged. Here is all cookies, which I only have the one that matches this one up here. And then I also have it where whether it's deleted or not, the cookie's deleted, and then I show that cookies are gone. So I create the cookie and then delete the cookie. So let's jump into the code and show you kind of how this works. So the HTML is pretty negligible because I'm just dealing with the cookie, so I'm writing everything in the console log. But there's nothing to say that I can't take that information from the cookie and adjust the content on the screen, which is pretty much the point anyway. So first, the setting of the cookie. So here I have this set cookie method, this function where I'm just calling on the cookie store and setting, and here's all where I'm setting all those values. The name, value, expires date, same site, and then I'm logging to the console cookie set. So let me just refresh here. So that's here cookie set right here. Then my other one, getting the cookie. So I have this get method on the cookie store. And so I'm just setting it into my constant of cookie, and I'm grabbing demo cookie, the one I created up here. You grab it by name. And if it exists, then I'm logging out the value, cookie value, and then the actual value. Otherwise, cookie not found. So I should see cookie value right here. Cookie store rocks. Okay. And that's the name of the value of the cookie right there. Okay. Then I can list all the cookies. So I have this get all method where it grabs all of them. Now I only have one on this one, but if you have multiple cookies on your site, you can list all of them with get all. You can grab all of them if you need to. And then here, delete cookie. Oh, let me jump and show you all cookies right here. So this matches this, and it comes in into an array of objects. So you can loop over them and do whatever logic you need to do. And then cookie deleted. Here's the cookie that's deleted. That is right here where you can call the delete method. Just grab the name of the cookie. And right now I just say cookie deleted right there. And then here I'm listening for cookie changes. So I'm just adding an event listener change. And if it's changed, then I'm just logging out cookie changed and what was changed. So here in the event, the changed property has what is changed, if I can say the word changed more. So the cookie changed goes right here. It's been changed. And then since I'm listening to changes, another one I'm listening to is also deleted. So when I delete the cookie, the deleted property has what's been deleted. So what's nice about that is you can, if you change something, you can actually get that returned to you by listening to this change event, and then let the user know, hey, this is what's been changed or what's been updated or deleted, whatever the case may be. That gets returned in the event. Okay. And so here I'm just asynchronously setting, getting, listing, deleting, and listing again. Okay. So that way we can see the cookies before and after with the delete and all that stuff. So this cookie store is the object you're going to grab and access the set, get all, delete, and then you can listen to changes and all that stuff. So if I go back to here, this cookie store, so here's the methods I used: set, get, delete, get all, some really cool things that you can do. And then here's the events. Here's the change event that you can use and all that stuff. So there's a bunch of information here. I would encourage you to take a look at what is available in the API if you're going to use cookies in your application. And just side note, remember not to store anything sensitive in cookies, as that's usually not a good deal to do. So if you have any questions, let me know. And if not, happy stepping.